To the party, we got the takes, no chase. Straight shooter podcast, winning the race.
I just feel like saying you're. Everybody heard that? You're before?
You're
okay. Hey, everybody, it's Big Ed here, and I am with Carrie the Flying Hawaiian. We have Carl Bond, we have Lumpy Williams, and we have Ben Diesel. Guys, man, there's a lot going on in the world of sports, as we well know. Everything from our favorite A.J. Brown, that was the big story yesterday, going to the Patriots. Talking about that. We got the NFL draft coming up. We got a lot of things going on with local sports around here with the Phillies, the Flyers, and the Sixers, who are playing this evening. I don't know if anybody has a score, but I'm sure it's not great. And, everything that's happening around the league. So we're going to start with I'm going to go with Carl. Carl, so let's talk a little bit about what's happening with the Eagles. What do you see? Let's talk about the draft. I mean, what do you think what's going on with, AJ? You think he's definitely gone? And what do you think the Eagles are going to do on the draft coming up next week?
Yeah, as far as AJ, I was pro AJ. I was hoping that he's going to stay, but with this latest stuff that's going on and him not showing to the first voluntary camp, it's just.
Hello?
He froze.
He did what AJ did. He froze. So
there he goes.
No,
He's coming back.
You were
for a second.
Is that Delaware Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like we're having Jay Giles night. We're doing freeze frame night or something like this,
You got me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with AJ, it's just like if he's all about his numbers and he doesn't want to be in Philly, let him go. I don't think the Eagles will be better without him, but at the same time, if he's going to mope around like he did last year, and when you look at that playoff game, he just looked like he was disinterested. The Philly fans aren't going to put up with that, and I don't think the organization should put up with it.
No.
So go. You go. If you don't want to be here, then go.
I agree. I mean, I think sometimes you gotta what is it? Addition by subtraction, almost like to the positivities of the team. You got a new offensive coordinator. They're going to come in next year. He's going to he doesn't want to have any of those kind of distractions. He want to build his team with his guys. I mean, Carrie, how do you feel about the departure of AJ? What do you think is going to happen now with what we got going on?
The whole situation it sucks, but it's time for him to go. Like Carl said, if you don't want to be here, it's going to be like you said, addition by subtraction. If he doesn't want to be here, you don't want a player that doesn't want to be here, especially at such a high level position as him. He was team captain. He gets paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just messed up, man, because he is a good receiver. He's a good 50-50 threat. He's one of the best receivers in the league. But it's what it is, man. If he doesn't want to be here, I mean, the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall.
You're saying he's one of the best in the league. Is he one of the best in the league? I mean, look how many drops he had last year. He was one of the best in the league. I don't know if he still is or not.
Yeah, he still is.
I think he could be. I
just think he let his unhappiness.
He's one of the top 5 talented, most talented receivers in the league.
Yeah, his talent holds him up there. It's just his thing was mental last year. It was a mental thing.
Yep. He's the guy. If everything is going good, guess what? He's going to be the best in the league. If everything's not going good for him, he's going to read his book and pick up some pointers and do that.
Not something I want on my team.
I get the fact that a receiver wants to be involved in the game plan. He wants his numbers and this and that. But if you're gonna get mad that didn't happen when you win, I don't want a player like that around.
You know who pouts? 5-year-olds, not 30-year-old men.
And then happy when he has his numbers and we lose. Man, forget that, man. I don't want that crap on our team.
Well, that's what happened. I'm telling you, we talked about this, Carl, and we agreed at the end of that playoff game. I honest to God felt like he, didn't give his best effort. I will say that.
Oh, he did.
And,
He did, and it was painfully obvious.
yeah, it was, and there, it's sad because here's the talent. This guy, they didn't do what they didn't do with him, and I think this has something to do. And of course, you guys can yell at me or whatever. I just don't think when they're throwing the ball over the middle, they didn't get him the ball the right way. I mean, I think this guy is good with the ball, but not over the middle. I mean, he just is. You give him those kind of opportunities, guess what? You get the tight ends involved, you get him involved. Those are the types of things that are going to help him. And I think, you know what? If he goes to the Patriots, he's going to go with a real quarterback, May. May didn't show me squat Thomas in the playoff or in the Super Bowl. He sucked. So, I don't want to – that's crap.
See how good they are with a first-place schedule this year.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to see exactly what happens. And
Well, wait, hang on. It's about a first place schedule, but last year when Eagles had a last place schedule 2 years ago, whatever it was, everyone said, "Oh yeah, but you can only play who they're given to you. Like, you can't bitch and moan about someone else's schedule, then say, yeah, but ours is how we're dealt." Like, it is what it is, but you can't that can't be a reason.
When's the last time the Eagles had a last place schedule?
Well, not last place, but a couple of years ago they said how Eagles have one of the easiest schedules in the league.
That was before
they went to the Super Bowl.
I remember it was
Those are trolls. Those are trolls saying that crap.
too.
I don't believe in weak schedules in the NFL.
Neither do I. Not in the NFL.
It's professional football.
I do to an extent, but they got every lucky break in the world last year. They faced the Denver without Bo Nix. I just want to see whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're fortunate, the dominoes fell in their direction, but I mean, I agree with that. But as far as like saying, just on paper, it's an easy schedule, man. It's professional ball. The game changes every week.
Yeah.
Like,
so my question is, what are you going to get for AJ if he goes to the Patriots? What are you picking up? What are you getting? What are you doing?
Not much.
Well, from what I read, the Eagles are wanting. They're wanting some compensation that they can use like now. They don't want a first round pick in 2029 or a second round pick in 2030. They want stuff like now. Like I think they said no later than 2027.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll get next year's. They'll get next year's picks because they can't trade them until after June 1st anyway.
Right. I mean,
there's no designating either when it comes to trades. Like they can't trade them now and designate it for June 1st. They have to wait till June 1st to actually trade them. It's not like free agency where they can kind of sign the guy now, and then
I can see them
becomes official.
I can see them possibly getting like a second round pick for 2027, maybe, or in a third, maybe a second and a first the next year after that. I don't see two firsts.
No.
Given he's also 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
he's still good, but he's also a 30-year-old wide receiver.
I wouldn't trade him to the Patriots. I would trade him to Cleveland for Myles Garrett.
That's what I'm trading for.
Yeah, that's like trading.
After all this crap, I don't give him what he wants.
That's like trading a Volvo for a Lamborghini. I mean, who wants to do that? No offense.
Well, you got to throw in something, obviously.
Yeah, that's going to be a big package deal to get Garrett. But
we have a ton of draft picks. Like over the next couple seasons, I think we got a couple like second rounders next year. We got 2 third rounders this year. Howie can come up with something, but I just don't want to trade him to New England. Maybe not
for draft picks.
Yeah,
the problem is,
especially
those are going to be late draft picks.
I may be wrong, but New England only has 4 picks next year, I think. So they can't package too many picks in there.
How's it going to affect the cap space, though? How's it going to affect that?
Well, if they trade him now, it'd be like a 40-something or a $60-something million dead cap hit. But if they wait till after June 1st, they get to pay that and over the next 2 seasons.
Yeah,
so it'd be like a 20 it'll 17 million, I think it is 16 million. Not sure, but it's not nothing's happened until after June 1st.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, after June 1st, they might surprise us in the draft, but I don't see them cost themselves millions by being impatient. But
I mean, the
we'll
thing
see.
is,
It's going to be an interesting offseason. I know that. It's been
Yeah.
interesting already.
I honestly think that the Eagles
I think
draft.
supposedly next year's draft is deeper anyway.
Yeah.
Supposedly,
Well, I think the Eagles draft a lineman. That's going to be their first pick.
maybe. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, if that tight end Kenyon Sadiq falls to them,
Yeah. Or if Howie could trade up and get Caleb Downs, I would love that. I think Howie's going to want to trade up. I have that feeling Howie's going to trade up for a big player. I wouldn't expect. If it's a lineman, it's going to be one of the best linemen.
Well,
but I don't think the lineman's really.
I would
really
go
not
lineman.
an emergency.
Well,
depends on who's available.
Well,
Lane Johnson's not leaving until next season. I mean, you still got a year. What are you going to do? Draft a guy, and then he loses. Yeah, you might want to stick him at right guard, but what happens when he loses out to Tyler Steen at training camp?
Yeah, but Lane Johnson might not complete a whole season too, though. So he's been been hit with injuries
I just want
lately.
if I take a first rounder, I want him to play.
But yeah, if you guys don't get
trading up for him,
if you guys don't get Sadiq, if he doesn't fall to you, I'd go tackle. And then the receiving room is so deep, you can get a good receiver in the second round.
I think
so. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing if
we really need an edge rusher. Is what we really need. We have to replace Jalen Phillips, but I think they might be banking on that, getting that guy from Minnesota,
Grenard.
Yeah, have you heard anything, Carl?
No, well, one of the things I heard they were talking about on the radio today was, or I don't think it was somebody else I was talking to was saying maybe trade AJ to Minnesota for Grenard because they need a receiver. Well, apparently they said AJ gave them a list of teams that he'd be willing to be traded to.
Yeah.
So New England's not a sure bet.
Well, I read a report about AJ Green, and at the bottom of the report, it mentioned Grenard. So I think Grenard is still in play for you guys. They did mention him. Like the Eagles are still interested in trying to get him. So,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, it's that's what's so interesting about the draft. It's just to see what the Eagles are going to do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's going to be a shocker. Something's going to come up.
I really want that tight end, man. That's who I want, either the tight end or Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb Downs, I think, is on everybody's list. That dude's a beast, man.
Or what's that receiver's name? Tyson? He might go in the top 10 now.
Well, I like that receiver for Georgia, Branch, but he just got arrested.
It always seemed to happen before draft time.
Dude,
someone gets arrested.
Stupid too.
Someone does something stupid right before the draft.
Well, it was a parking violation or something, which caused him to get arrested. It got out of hand or something. I didn't read the whole thing, but I was like, "Come on, man! You're going into the NFL draft. Be smart."
Right.
It's like remember
Stay
James
your butt at
Darling?
home.
James Darling, he dropped because he put a bubble gum machine on top of somebody's car or something.
Yeah.
Right
the biggest draft moment that I remember watching, I was at the Village Pub in Swedesboro watching this, and all of a sudden they show Larry Tunsil with
the mask on.
I'm like, what the heck? Honestly, that kind of freaked me out. This is like before, pot was legal and all this other stuff.
Yes.
What the heck is
some players just drop in a draft due to stupidity. Like
that was just dumb.
That's just
I mean, that was dumb because he was going to be the first pick overall. From what I understand.
Well, I'll tell you
what. Depending on whoever's going to get the first pick, he probably got himself out of that situation on purpose.
Yeah,
like I don't want to play. That's like Mendoza doing that to get out of playing for the Raiders. I mean,
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I'm about to be if I'm an NFL prospect, I mean, I'm not in their shoes. I don't live their lives or whatever. But if I'm an NFL prospect and I'm about to be drafted next week, my ass is going from work to home, not stopping nowhere between. Maybe the gym,
That's
staying
it.
out of trouble, keeping my nose clean.
The number one
Easier,
goal is to not drop the bag. It just,
Yeah.
easier said than done. And I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. Look at lead bias.
No,
Yeah, don't talk about
You
that
know,
one.
no, but I mean that's a perfect example of guys who
you know,
they get drafted and
Well,
they
no,
don't
well,
know that there's a
Lumpy,
future.
that's the perfect example of what Kerry was talking about. Lenny should have
Yeah,
went. He should have been hanging out with the people that he was hanging out
you
with.
know what
Yep.
yeah.
the thing was? I mean, that obviously that happened. Carl, were you there when that happened, or was that like after you?
No, actually, my last semester, I only needed like 6 credits to graduate. So I graduated. I left right after the football season.
Ah, okay.
So I was gone, but I mean, I was there for the beginning of that season, and I had graduated by the time.
That was
And that,
85, right?
yeah, I graduated December of '85, and that happened in June '86.
You knew him, right,
Oh
Carl?
yeah, I knew him. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
That's a shame, man.
We
That's
used
heartbreaking.
we used to all live in Leonardtown during the summer there, Ed.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
Leonardtown was a spot during the summertime.
exactly. So that's where we all stayed, and we all stayed on in one apartment building. And we used to. I mean, I tell you, man, when you watch that 30 for 30 documentary, everything they said in there is true. Everything.
The funny thing is that guy that did it, that gave him the
Tribble, I knew him. Yeah,
I knew him too. He came to the cellar.
yeah.
Everybody wanted to beat his ass that night. I remember that. I remember like Massenberg was there and all those guys. Like they went after him.
That's the thing, man. He hung around us. He hung around us, but he wasn't. He was one of them guys that he knew that Lenny was going to come into some money, so he just started hanging around.
Yeah,
And
it was just a damn shame what
it
happened.
was. Now I'm not gonna blame him because it wasn't like he opened up Lenny's throat and poured it down his throat. Lenny made the decision to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but right now we would have air biases instead of Air Jordans.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly convinced of that. I mean, that guy was that good.
Yeah,
He was.
He really was. If you watched him play against Jordan,
he was awesome.
actually, if you got a chance to YouTube it and watch it, it's amazing.
Oh, I saw plenty of it.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
So what would have Mike been?
Because we got to see some good basketball. I mean, I saw when Leitner was at Maryland, played against Maryland and Duke and all that stuff, and I saw that.
See, while I was there, North Carolina had James Worthy, Sam Perkins, all them dudes.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I was, it was Mark Price was at Georgia Tech, Ralph Sampson, Sally. It was just a great era of basketball in the '80s.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Jordan would have still been that guy, no matter how good Len Bias would have been.
I don't know. I don't know.
That shouldn't take away how good Jordan was, though.
No,
it's not
taking away how good. You could have two great players.
But I just don't. I'll put it this way. You know how when you think of Larry Bird, you think of Magic Johnson, or when you think of Magic Johnson, you think of Larry Bird.
Yeah.
They came out. It'd have been like that.
Yeah. I honestly think that Bias was every bit as athletic as Jordan and good at shooting on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying that shouldn't take away from Jordan's legacy.
He was
not. Of course not. I mean, look,
he was bigger. He was bigger than Jordan, and he was more athletic than Jordan. I'm telling you.
That's what I mean. He was Jordan athletically or more, and almost strength of LeBron.
Yes,
so he's basically LeBron James.
Basically,
no, he was
basically. Yeah, he's LeBron James back in the '80s. He's LeBron James before LeBron James.
So he would have been the non-flopping version of LeBron James.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was.
Well, I mean,
that was a
if
great
he could have
era.
got if he could have got his act together, and because the one thing about Jordan's went beyond like his playing ability. I mean, he was a dog, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he hated to lose. He played. I think he missed like couple games, and like every year he played. Like nowadays, players play like 42, 50 games. Jordan was playing 82 every season.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this whole
He was
like players in
practicing.
his era didn't need load management. You know,
Yeah.
They didn't know what that meant.
they didn't need to have like they didn't need to have a rule put in place where you got to play at least 65 games to be nominated for an award.
Right.
You know,
Right.
You know,
that's one of the
ridiculous, man.
you
And
know
that's one of the
why?
reasons I hate LeBron. Like, if you got to tell everybody you're the greatest player ever, you're not the greatest player ever.
He
Right.
designed his own.
Let the-
He designed his own patch for his jersey.
You're right.
He wears
Yeah,
a
but-
patch on his jersey that he designed. He's the only player who wears a patch.
Here's
Stupid.
the thing.
Look, you know what tarnishes LeBron's legacy? Doing Space Jam Part 2. That's it. He drove the final nail into his coffin in the Jordan LeBron debate when he did Space Jam 2. You want to be considered better than Jordan, but you're always riding on his coattail or trying to do what he did. You don't do it as good. You'll never do it as good as Jordan.
Right.
Just be LeBron. You know, it's like quit
No,
calling
the
himself.
thing is, here's the thing. You know why? Did they played more than 65 games and then they wanted to?
Yeah.
They were team players. They were
Imagine-
wanting to go out and play.
Imagine the NBA if the world doesn't lose him and doesn't lose Hank Gathers 5 years later.
You know, I
Yeah.
didn't know too much about Gathers. I didn't know. I know he was
Oh.
a great player, but I didn't know too much about him.
He was
You want-
fantastic.
Yeah, that's
He was another one.
If you watch that Netflix documentary, The Last Dance,
Yeah.
no player, I don't see any player in the modern NBA era that could have played with Jordan without getting his feelings hurt. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan was considered what they the role on an NBA roster, alpha dog. It's an actual thing where that was Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
was hard on his teammates because he wanted them to play as hard as him, and he knew they were better than what they're putting out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he
got
used
the
to
best
go.
out of his teammates.
He used to go in the trainer's room, and guys would be in there, like, you know, injuries and whatnot, and he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Come on, you're not injured. Get out. You're not
Yeah.
injured. Get out." And guys would get up and get out. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, he used to go into the opposing team's locker room, go to the shot guard who was going to be guarding him most of the night, and say, "I'm going to put 50 on you tonight," and walk straight out of there.
yeah, LeBron wouldn't do that.
No.
LeBron doesn't go after the best player. You know, they'll show him like playing the best guy for like a play or two.
Well, the
Jordan would play that guy the whole game.
Yeah.
What's the story about Larry? There's a story about Larry Bird where one game he played left-handed,
Mm-hmm.
and someone asked him, you know, like, why did you play left-handed? Is your right hand hurt? He says, no, I wanted to prove that I could, or something to that effect. And he told someone, I'm going to play you all night long left-handed, and he shot left-handed the entire game just because he could prove, so he could prove, like who does that?
Remember when Jordan shot the free throw with his eyes closed?
I'll tell you another
So do
thing.
you know where that
too.
came? So I'm sorry, Ben. Karen, where that comes from is when Hank Gathers died. Hank Gathers died, and Bo Kimball, who was his best friend,
Yeah, that
shot the ball left-handed, because Hank Gathers left-handed.
Yeah,
So that same concept is what Jordan did,
gotcha.
just to show that he could do it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like you look at back in those days, the only team that really dominated the Bulls while Jordan was playing was the Pistons.
Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They physically abused the Bulls back then, and the Bulls finally
Yeah,
got
that's
out on top.
that's what made the Bulls what they were, actually.
Right, and you got to look at the competition the Bulls had to play through every
They had
season.
the, they had the
went through,
Jordan rules.
dude. They went through a buzzsaw every
Yeah.
season to get to where they went to.
Yeah.
Name a season where LeBron had to play through a tough conference.
Never.
Well, never, because he gets all the best guys in his team, and then he goes to a team that's in the worst conference.
Well,
Yeah.
that year he was with Cleveland, they dethroned the Celtics.
You remember? You
But-
remember that video I posted the other day, Ben?
Yeah, that
Um,
YouTube video
the
about ending that
the-
debate. Yeah,
The Gen Z guy, the Gen Z LeBron super fan gets
Yeah.
proven wrong, and well, one point it said like LeBron's biggest thing was beating a 73 win team, in the finals. And Jordan never beat that team. Well, I'm like, and the guy said, well, Jordan was that 70 win team in the finals.
Yeah,
And he
it was
never went
hard.
to a game 7.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was hard for a team to do that back then.
So
Yeah.
my question,
Like,
I got a question.
6-0, 2 3-peats in a row, 6 NBA Finals
Dude,
MVP. There's no
they would have
question. in
won
my
7
opinion.
years in a row if he didn't retire that year.
So my
In
question for the group is, who had more dog in them? Ready? Jordan or Kobe?
Jordan.
Ooh.
Jordan.
Jordan by a hair.
Jordan
Jordan by
by
the
a
hair. Kobe was
very
that
thin
guy.
margin.
Kobe
Kobe
was
was
the
that guy.
guy.
Kobe was
Kobe
that
was
guy,
that guy.
dude. Kobe was that guy.
I
Yeah.
know. That's what I mean. So I'm asking who has more dog in them. Now, who's a better player?
And right there, I think both of them are better than LeBron.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Night and day.
I agree.
Yeah, LeBron went. Look, if Jordan and Kobe went to 10 finals, how many would they win?
10.
10.
How many did LeBron win in his 10 appearances?
6.
With all the teammates he needs to chase.
He's only won 4.
He's only
Yeah.
won 4 rings.
I know.
Steph Curry has 4 rings. And they're like, well, he had Kevin Durant. No, Curry won 2 of those without Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Durant had Curry. Not the other way around.
Yeah. And LeBron, he's not going to – I mean, the Lakers are pretty good this year, but I don't see them making the finals.
Yeah, and I like Kobe and Jordan because they both did it all in one team. They didn't have to go team jumping.
No.
I mean, Jordan did play for 2 different teams, but he didn't jump to the
No,
right.
I mean, Jordan only went to another team because he was done. He was at the end of his career.
Yeah, and he had I think he had ownership stake in Washington at the time. That's why he ended up playing for him.
Look,
I forget what it was.
Jordan.
He ownership of the Bobcats.
Look, Jordan, Kobe, Bird, Curry, they all did it on one team. They never had to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other players too. Just naming them off the top of my head. Magic. They never had to leave their team to win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying LeBron's not a good basketball player. The guy's solid. He's one of the greatest.
Yeah,
I'll
but
give
not
him
the
that.
greatest. I'll give him that.
Nowhere near the greatest, man. Nowhere near.
Oh, Will Chamberlain's the greatest.
For other reasons.
Down there last night, came on for a minute, and then went right back off. Okay, that's
Who's that?
That's
the heater guy.
right?
I gotta go, guys.
The heater guy's on the show. All right. No, I didn't know who that was. No, but that's the deal. I mean, I'm just trying to, that's a shame because that guy. I wish I honestly would have got to see him live.
Who's that?
Chamberlain.
Yeah.
I was too young for not even born yet or barely whatever.
I can remember watching him on TV with the Lakers towards the end of his career.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. What was that, like 74, 75?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think Chamberlain was ahead of his time, though.
I mean, look, I was talking, of course, every Sunday, up here, Ben, you probably don't know this, but on every Sunday, there's a guy that's like a Philly sports legend basketball guy. His name is Sonny Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And every Sunday, he relives the past. I mean, he got guys calling, hey, remember Herb McGee back in 1920? And I'm like, oh, here we go. But he talks about Will, and one thing he says about him, if you had him trained, because this guy was a world-class track athlete, too.
Yeah.
He's doing hurdles, 7 feet tall. This guy went to Overbrook High School. It was like, I just couldn't imagine if he got the training of today and to being a player of today, who would have stopped him?
Yeah.
Honestly, who would have stopped him? I mean, now look, the competition he was playing back in the 60s was the bottom.
You got to look, man. They changed the rules of the game because of him.
Yeah.
They widened the lane because of him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different ball game too.
Yeah.
I mean, way the games play. I mean, look, you can look at all the great centers of the past with him and Kareem and all that.
Right.
But it's just this interesting topic. I mean, I always talk about who's the greatest. It's kind of hard. It's almost like hard to really put one person in that category too, because just the way the different players play at different eras, and not only that, but different positions. So
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on, fellas, because we talked enough about stuff that we just went from one thing to the next. If we want, let's talk a little bit about what's happening with the Flyers. Because that was something good. I don't know if you guys are. I know, Ben, you're more of a Sharks fan, and Carl, you're like just new to the Flyers, or you're just like you watch them when in the playoffs, or you actually watch them.
No, I watch them occasionally.
Okay, but I know I've been watching the Flyers since '75. Okay, the first Flyers game for me was 1977. My dad got us tickets, and right behind the glass at the old Spectrum. That was awesome. I still remember the guy, the one enemy that we had. Was guy's name was Dennis Polonich, played for the Detroit Red Wings back in the day. I mean, I'm talking like when they didn't play with helmets. so yeah, I love the Flyers. They were like my first love and my first team because every year, if you were a Flyers fan, you grew up as a Flyers fan. Every year you were in the playoffs, and these last years have just been abysmal for the Flyers.
Not only in the playoffs, they were meaningful in the playoffs.
Oh, sure. I mean, look, we won the Stanley Cup only twice. I mean, those guys are oh my God, those guys are still legends. And unfortunately, like Bernie passed, and he was a great guy. And Bobby Barber. Bill
Barber. Bobby Clark.
My security guy. But Bill Barber and Reggie Leach and all the just great. I mean, those guys are folklore. Bobby Clark, And
I mean, if you go. It's great when you go online and look at some of the old time videos to see how much of the game has changed. We see videos of like Dave Schultz going into the stands after a fan.
Yeah,
and there was a fight in the Boston Garden, I believe it was. I think it was against the Rangers or the Islanders, where a guy a fan threw something and the guy went into the stands and wrestled the guy, pulled his shorts, and beat him with his own shoe. Like. Yeah. You can never do that nowadays. God forbid. But
you can do that. Yeah. So, but hey, look, even at the end of last night, Pittsburgh got all ticked off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sidney Crosby, 6 million years old. I think him and Malkin. My God, how old those guys are? What 40?
They're 106.
Yeah. I mean, my God, I was like, they're still actually playing. So
the first two games the Flyers won in the first round.
Yeah.
Right. Who scored both game-winning goals?
Matrone.
Matrone. So there's a kid. So and how hockey's different than other sports. He's owned by the Flyers. He played up in Michigan State. Luckily, they got knocked out. They got upset by I think Boston College. I think Boston College upset them. So of course their season is done, which allowed him to come to the Flyers to get a couple games in.
Yeah,
he's the first teenager in NHL history to have 2 playoff game-winning goals in his first 2 playoff games. Now that's a really a small stat, obviously, but I mean, I'll tell you what, that kid's making a difference.
Yeah,
he's never in the wrong spot. His passes are on the money. Like he's playing the game. Like he's improved the team just by being on the ice. He makes everyone else better. And then you turn around and you have Dan Vladar, the goalie. This guy who's 27 years old or 20 years old, he's been a journeyman who's just playing insane this season. Right time, right place. I'll tell you what. You looked at it before the playoffs start. You say, okay, they're in the playoffs. That's good for morale. These young kids get to see something and learn a little bit. They might make some waves.
Yeah, they might.
Listen, Tocchet has them playing hard. Their forechecking is really good. Goalie's been playing out of his mind.
Outstanding.
He's been playing out of his mind. And I'll tell you what, they look great. I was excited. I said, "Damn, this is the first time in a long time that I felt good about a Flyers team."
Yeah.
When they had the other coaches, and man, I thought they had all the coaches. I thought they had the right guy. You know, when they had Torts and those guys.
Right.
You know, it's going to push him a little bit. Listen, Tockett, he isn't playing like he used to play. And that's what's great about it.
Tough.
Like, he knows what it was to be a Flyer. And he's the perfect guy because he actually left the Flyers to go to Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
You know what? And he knows. Wait till you hear how much the Wells Fargo Center is going to be rocking.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to look past this series because there's still 2 games to win. But
I know. But
if they win 2 more games and move on, I mean, they're going from the 3rd seed in their division to playing. They're playing probably Carolina, the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I hard pressed, and now you have who's Carolina's coach?
I think Peter.
No, isn't he a former Flyer?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yep.
Lavalette. He's the guy.
No.
Nope.
What's his name?
Think 80s winger.
He's a former Flyer.
Brendamore?
Brendamore. Yeah.
All right.
They have 2 former players, 2 former teammates who are coaching 2 teams. Like that's going to be.
That's going.
Listen, I'm not overlooking Pittsburgh. I'm saying if they both go on a win, that could be a great series. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Flyers beat Carolina.
You know what? I think they can make a run. I do. I know I'm such a homer stepper, but I don't care. I really do.
No, I don't know if it's homer as much as listen, hockey's all about catching that wave and riding that wave.
Yeah.
And Vladar right now is playing lights out. Like the save he made in game 1, the last shot.
Oh.
Like almost every goalie in the league does not make that save.
No.
Right.
Like it's just
point blankers come right at him. He took care of it.
Yeah.
And he
you
know Zach's playing like strong on and I don't know. Maybe I'm just what's the Russian kid?
Michkov.
Michkov?
Yeah.
The Flyers?
Yeah. He was supposed to be coming, you know what I mean?
And he's improved in the last 4 weeks since
Maybe.
Matrone's been up. Like Matrone is making people better. Now you have a kid on the team who's the same age bracket. Little competition. Like I think you're going to see. I think this team's going to make some noise this year.
So too. Yeah. Just don't put the stinking Flyers jersey on Billy Penn for crying out loud. Do not.
No, please don't do that.
Do not do that. I remember when Ed Rendell did that. I was like, no.
That's the kind of stuff you do in the finals, in the Cup finals, because it's like a morale thing, but not in the first series.
Not either. No. I just, you know what? There's a question. What the hell ever happened to that jersey?
The jersey?
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably burnt it.
I was just wondering, whatever happened to the jersey that they put on? Did they put a Sixers jersey on Billy Penn too?
Yeah,
they have a couple different times. Yeah.
My God, I don't know.
So speaking of William Penn, did you know there's an observation deck up there?
Oh, there is.
Right under Billy Penn, there's an observation deck.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and they're opening up a rooftop bar up there this summer, like a pop-up bar. Yeah,
nice.
Yep, kind of cool. Anyway,
yeah, there you go.
I think the Flyers are playing great right now. Like I said, they're. So that was last night's game was Vladar's first shutout.
Right.
First playoff shutout.
Right.
Like, I mean, between the way he's playing right now and Porter Matrone, like I don't know. If I'm another coach, I'm looking at the team. I'm thinking to myself like, they're playing great. Like,
yeah,
their penalty killing has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Even when they have scrambles and they're losing the puck in the zone, like last night a couple of times, like they rebound and come back to it. They regroup so quickly. They don't lose their composure, which is it's impressive for a young team, and they're a pretty young team.
Delco, when you just said that, you know that, right?
Delco.
I know you do. They don't lose their composure. It sounded so right.
We're gonna go to the Wawa and get a hoagie.
You're like the Delco.
Yeah, we're going to get a hoagie, go down the shore.
Hoagie over there, go to Wildwood, go hang out with my friends, you know what I'm saying, over there.
Yeah.
So funny. It's like you got the different accents, you know?
Yeah.
I was talking about this today. I was like, wait a minute. You got your different accents of all over. You got your South Philly, yo, what's up, guys? You see the Flyers on Thursday, you know, and all that. Then you got your Northeast accents, like, yo, cuz, like, you know, go get a hoagie on Friday. It's almost like a Northeast or similar. A little
bit. We're going to Delisandro's for some cheesesteaks.
Delisandro's, get a cheesesteak.
We're going to get one of them Johns. I hate that word. Hate that word. I had a kid who worked for me who said John one time, and I turned to him and said, "If you ever say John in this restaurant again, I will fire you on the spot." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yes,
John.
Yes, I will."
I thought they were still going to the bathroom. I thought that was like John. Like I heard that.
He came in the kitchen. He's like, "Yo," he's talking to Chef Will. He's like, "Yo, Chef Will, I need that John to go with my steak." And I'm like, "Dude, use your words. It's not a John. It's called a side. I need the side to go with my steak, not a John." I said, "You ever say it again?"
I need that side John.
Oh man, I was ready to punch him in the face.
I'll punch you in the face. Ben,
I looked at him. I said, "You say it again, I'll fire you."
Wait, I gotta get some Ben funny words. Gotta get Ben involved. Ben, what do they say down in Mississippi that we don't know?
Y'all.
Ben, not lumpy.
Well, I don't say these words, but I hear out yonder.
Oh,
but very lazy Southern lingo. They go out yonder.
Okay.
Like instead of tomatoes, they call it maters. Potatoes, they call it taters.
So Ben, a little stream that feeds into a lake. What is it called? A creek or a crick?
I
call it a creek.
Creek. Okay.
Yeah, but if you're in like Northeast Philly, they call it a crick. And then you got the Kensington, and for some reason I don't understand. Like the guys I know from Kensington, my dad's from that area. They all talk like this, right?
No, what gets me is like if it's raining real hard, like somebody at work they'll sit there and say, "Man, it sounds like a cow piss on a flat rock out there."
Dude, nothing beats a good Southern saying.
Huh?
Dude, there's so many of them I hear at work, man. Because I work there's some older guys that work there.
Yeah.
Dude, some of the stuff they say, man, it's like one guy. It might be vulgar for the show. It's not sexual or anything, but he was saying he said his stomach was hurting him real bad. He goes, I'm gonna disappear for a little bit, and he said he would, and he'd come back. And he goes, "Man, I can crap through a wool sock and not hit a thread." I was like, "Dang, that's bad, bro." I was like,
one of my dad's best friends growing up moved down to Florida.
Yeah.
And they were in northern Florida first, which is northern. So in Florida, unless you're on the coast, like if you're in central Florida, in like the middle of the state, it's like living in like Alabama.
Yeah.
It's the horse country. He used to always say, fluff my duff. I'm like, what is a duff and how do you fluff it? Like that was the thing. Like essentially like kissing my grits. He'd be like, "Well, fluff my duff."
Fluff my duff.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what's funny? I just realized, and I heard this so many times when people say "bless my heart" down south.
That can go by that can mean many things. That can bless your heart can mean many things. I mean, it can actually thoroughly mean bless your heart, bless you, or you're about to get these hands. You're about.
It's southern. It's southern for go F yourself.
Yeah, it's like that's one of them. It's like F you is pretty much what it means. Bless your heart.
Just go,
F you.
You will bless your heart.
Yeah,
that means you're so stupid. Well, bless your heart.
Dude, it stands for so many things. It's like it's the way they deliver it and on the situation or the conversation that they're having is how you'll know it's being used.
Carl, what is Delaware? Like, what's a Delaware thing? Because I really don't know. It's like, "Hi, I'm in Delaware." Go ahead.
It's kind of different because you've got Northern Delaware, which is almost close to Delco, and then you got Southern Delaware, which is pretty much Southern.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mixture.
Yeah. So you're like,
You never realize until I was in college, Eddie, and Carl, you'll know this too. Like the people that we grew up with, South Jersey, Northern Delaware, for you, Carl, it's still very, try to say this politely, normal. But when I went to college, I would meet guys from like Western Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they are straight up hillbillies.
I love it. Beal was on our show. Remember Beal?
Their guys talking like this, like they're from the way down deep south. So where are you from?
No,
How about
like,
Fredericksburg? You live like an hour from here.
South. It's in West Virginia. It's like my roommate.
No, I'll tell you something down here that gets on my nerves. Like if there's Ville at the end of a town like Starkville, they say Bull. They go Starkville.
Or Starkville. Or they probably say instead of roof, they say roof.
It drives me nuts, man. It's Ville. Ville. And they're like, Vol? I was like, forget it.
It was funny. I grew up in Cherry Hill. Now, the girls in Cherry Hill, East, where I went to high school, they definitely had an accent. And they would talk like this. You know, my dad, he like bought me a Beamer. And it was the coolest thing ever. And you would just not believe it. It was like Valley Girls.
I like chocolate milk. I hate that crap, dude. Oh, it makes my skin crawl when they say instead of milk, they say milk.
Well, that's how it
milk.
I mean, I love my girls from Cherry Hill. No disrespect, but I'm just saying it was just funny. Growing up, that's how they would talk. It's like, and we had our own, like Glenn Foley, our quarterback. Him and his family, they came up with some crazy words and stuff like this, and they were talking about drinking beer, and they go, "Slug 8, I want to slug it." I was like, "What the heck does that even mean?" But I don't know. Yeah, we have all the different accents. But my dad's accent, like I was saying, they were like, "Hey, I don't know why." You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the guys from like that part of Philly.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Charlie, instead of Charlie, they say, "Hey, Charlie, did you watch wrestling last night?" And I'm like, "What?"
It's like down here, instead of wrestling, they call it wrestling.
Wrestling.
Now, we don't watch that wrestling.
My dad was like, "Yeah, wrestling. I'm going to watch some wrestling." I'll tell you what, we had a great time. Anyway, once again, we became the show about nothing. We talked about everything and anything. But you know what?
That's fine.
Huh?
Listen, whatever Flyers. So I think the Flyers are going to, they call it a gentleman's sweep. 4 games to 1 game and move on.
Yeah.
And the Sixers are winning right now. So.
Oh, hey.
So the Sixers are going to lose 4 games to 1 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't have any dogs in the fight right now.
And the Phillies, we'll wait till September to talk about them.
Yeah.
They'll be okay in the long run. They're just, they've always been streaky, but now they're talking about getting talking about firing a manager.
Yeah.
And I said over the last 5 years that Thompson's been the manager, it's always been like about the hitting's inconsistent. How about getting rid of the hitting coach?
Well, they did. They've had a few. And then they brought in that Kevin Long.
Yeah. And guess what? The last 2 years?
Yeah.
No, you gotta listen. Listen, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn to hit the baseball. You know, the world's greatest coach. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, it's just funny. It's just funny. You know, you listen to WIP and you listen to them talking about the Phillies, and I hate it when fans or radio or media personalities say the players are playing like they don't care. I mean, these guys are professional. They're professional athletes. They care.
Well,
they care.
He almost slams his helmet every time he strikes out. I mean,
yeah. I hear them say, "Oh, they're playing without any emotion." I mean, you don't know. You've never been in that position.
Well, that's the thing. You got these guys that listen. They were Ogilvies in high school. If you remember, I'm talking about the guys from Bad News Bears. That's where they were.
Yeah.
They didn't play.
Yeah.
But
That's the thing with the Giants, man. They can't hit nothing, dude. Like when they lose, they lose. Like nobody wants to lose, but man, it's like every time we lose ugly. Like we'll have no hits,
consistent.
huh?
At least you're consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consistently bad. I mean, they're 9-13 right now, and we got to play the Dodgers tomorrow.
Listen,
But-
that's a team. I mean, no matter how good the Phillies do,
Yeah.
it's going to be like the miracle on ice if they beat the Dodgers.
Well, Dodgers are. I mean, they're 16-6 right now. So I mean,
yeah, that's the squad. I mean, look, they got the best team money could buy right now.
Yeah.
oh, I mean, they were smart. I mean, they dipped in the Japanese market.
Oh yeah,
You know, they were smart. They were smart with their strategy, man. It's paying off.
and most of the Japanese guys want to play in L.A. You know, West Coast anyway. They don't want to.
Right. They don't want to play in the East.
No God.
And I'll say this, like, and they don't cause any problems
No.
like American athletes do. It's like,
What are you talking about?
Otani had that gambling thing that came up or whatever. It's gone.
Like $20 million in debt. Not him.
Yeah, but that was all.
but-
It wasn't
but
him. It was his. It was his translator.
It was his translator.
but as far as like being a distraction or disruption on their team, they're not, man. It's like
Yeah.
when they're out there on the field, man, they're robotic, bro. I mean, they're just
Well, listen, if they
focused.
lose, they follow the Bushido code and they go out there and no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that'd be wild. Look away, kids.
Look away, kids! Seriously.
Change the channel.
That'd be something.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, we got the draft coming up next week. We got Thursday night. We got our show coming up again, guys. If you guys out there, give us a like and a holler. You know, check us out. StraightShooterSports.com. Check out. We're gonna have our sponsors and Credit Home. We'll have them on. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at StraightShooterSports.com, where we are always updating, always having fun, always having excitement. And Lumpy's always eating out at restaurants, and he will share his latest one next time.
Yep.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night, guys.
Safe, everybody.
Yeah.